Jacob Hayhurst was the best RPI draw man at 2-2, while Bourbonnais was 1-0. Cole Meyer 4-0 for Union. Ryan Scarfo 4-2. Mike Vecchione 4-3. Ryan Walker 1-0. Everyone on the Union side won more than they lost. That needs to change if you're RPIs. It's shot in by the Dutchman to start the second period. 4-on-4 hockey for a little over a minute. Now less than that as Jeff Taylor backs up into his zone. A little bit of pressure from Jimmy DeVito, one of the two captains from Bloomingdale, Illinois. This drop back by Taylor. Oh, and nearly gave it away to DeVito. Vecchione has to help him out there. He'll skate back into his own zone and hand it off there for Greg Campbell. Now an outlet pass for Vecchione in the circle. Pulls it back and takes a shot. Save made. Another try there on the wraparound Fu. Saved by Perry. He's lucky because Perry did not get to that far post in time. But Fu rushed the shot a bit. Now Nanny back the other way driving the net. Backhand try. Save made by Sakeleropoulos. Back and forth they go. And now dumped behind the net. Taylor hurt himself trying to get back and defend Nanny. It was a good move by Lou Nanny. Couldn't quite find the 5-hole as the Sakeleropoulos made a nice save. Both goaltenders making stops in the opening minute here.
Yeah, back and forth. You're right, Perry. Lou Nanny with a burst of speed after Vecchione tries to walk around his D-man. Chase Perry with the first save, and of course Spencer Fu right there for second chances. And he got the other pad around, and then Lou Nanny driving 200 feet the other way. Beats his man, but instead of going far side Bobby Orr style, he did his best Bobby Orr impression, diving across that crease after Sakeleropoulos held that near post and kind of didn't really give him the far, or gave him the far side rather, but didn't give him the 5-hole.
Face off near side of the Union zone. One back, here's Mears Moore. Wrister towards goal, looking for the deflection from Nanny, didn't get it. Meyer off the near boards for Krug. Out to center it goes. Moore has to deal with two officials. One linesman, one referee. Now Hayhurst back into the offensive zone for RPI. Knocked off his stick into the corner. Does battle with DeSimone. Krug pokes it away. Out of the box now Scarfo trying to break. Little power play here for Union, and it's gone. Picked up by Prapavesis. Shot down the middle of the ice for Bourbonnais. Into the zone, Hayhurst. Drop past Nanny. Walking in, top of the circle. Wrist shot blocked into the netting by DeSimone. And we get a stoppage in play. 18:36 from the clock. Here we're early in the second period. 1-0 RPI leads.
That was a little 4-on-2 rush. Nanny didn't quite see Mears Moore joining late. And elected to take a wrist shot, but that was deflected out into the stands.
Well, we're going to have an engineer tossed from the dot here. Jacob Hayhurst, the lone engineer on the season, over 50% on faceoffs. And he not on the ice. Just brought that up for fun. Jimmy DeVito trying to win it back. There's a tie-up at the near wall. Moved out by Dufour for Union. On for a Mellophone. Wrister from the blue line. Easy chest save by Perry. Leapt a bit. Now a Mellophone down in the corner. Had the puck come right back to him. Now Manley trying to work it out far side. Kept in by Dufour. Worked down low by Walker. Back to the point. Walker lets it ride. Behind the goal it goes. Manley to the near side now. Just gave it away to Taylor. Back to Manley. He takes a hit at the near wall. Moved out to center ice. Melanson trying to throw it cross ice. Back to the RPI zone. Union backing up in the neutral zone, however. So RPI will have time to regather. Riley up the wall. Tipped in by Bourbonnais and in deep. Sakeleropoulos stops it there. Left for Taylor at the far side. Now Scarfo. On for Dufour. Dufour to center for Union. Skating in, lost an edge, but finds the far side. Loose puck in the crease, covered by Perry. He made the initial save. It wasn't a great angle shot for Ryan Burton, but for a second, just a millisecond there, Perry lost sight of the puck, and he had to reach down and cover. Luckily, he had plenty of time to do so.
Yeah, you get a sense that Perry is kind of fighting this game so far. He's been in the right position, and that saved him a couple times, but he has lost sight and lost the feel of the puck on a few occasions.
Defensive zone face-off win there for the Engineers, but they quickly give it away at the far board. Scarfo worked back towards the point by Wilson, just charging his way out of the zone. Now a near side pass, not enough on it to get to Orval. Back in come the Dutchman. Burton dumps it in past Reno. Parker Reno, far side wall. Scarfo takes over there. Sweeps around to the near side, but nobody home except Jesper Orval. He runs into the wall with Campbell. 2.5 into the second. 1-0 is the RPI lead. Rinaldi skating around the goal now, far side. Watched by Wilson. He'll backhand it down low for Burton. Burton now at the far circle. Handed off DeSimone. Wrist shot coming. Shoulder save Perry. Loose in front of Scarfo. Save made by Perry. Shot back towards the near point, but nobody home. It's out to center. A scrambling save by Perry, who lost his stick in the process. Now has time to pick it up. Campbell feeds it far side for Scarfo. Ryan Scarfo, the junior from North Chelmsford, Massachusetts, dumps it in on the backhand. rolling behind the RPI goal. First one to it, Spencer Fu. Centering pass off the skate of Whiffen. Shot high in the air off the glass. Took a funny hop off the glass towards the point. Vecchione down low for Vidmar. He's tied up by Reno. Now he's held a bit by Reno. Penalty coming up here on RPI. Vidmar driving out in front. Poke check by Perry. He'll cover. But the senior alternate captain Parker Reno's going to the box for a hold as he tried to slow down Vidmar.
Vidmar with some nifty moves, stop and starts in the near corner there. Parker Reno just got hung up with some slow skating and elected to reach out and hold him. And that's the discipline they're talking about. It's not a stick penalty, but it might as well be. It's an obstruction penalty. It's something that you have to avoid and keep skating with the opposition to avoid.
First full power play for Union. They're officially 0 for 1. The first one lasted 5 seconds. You probably already forgot about it. Here's Taylor for Vecchione at the near point. Up top, Taylor. Centering past Vidmar. Shot. Where is it? Perry pinned against the post, and they'll say it's underneath him somewhere as the shot came from a tight angle. But Perry was able to get over and make the save. Puck sits outside the post.
Yeah,
After they clear the debris, yeah.
Puck was fed to the near side. Perry looked like he was slow to get over, like he didn't read the pass coming, and so he really didn't get set for that shot.
Face-off win for the Engineers. Moore trying to clear up the near boards. Kept in as Taylor went to a knee. Half-wall Vecchione knocked away. Bourbonnais trying to find it, can't do so. Had a chance to clear but couldn't. Far side Fu at the point. Holding there. To the circle now. Turning with it is Brown. Fed to the center blue line for Taylor. Far side Fu. Near side Vecchione. Trying to play down low. Good stick by Moore to break it up. Union stays on the attack. Back up top, Taylor. Thought about a slapper. Vecchione walks in. Wrist shot. Glove save by Perry. Vidmar, trying to get a tip on it. That shot by Vecchione needs to be a little bit lower because Vidmar had to reach that stick up in the air, and it becomes all the more challenging to try and redirect a puck there.
And Perry just stood on his heels and make that save. Didn't go down in the butterfly position. Really focused on that, gloving that for the lack of a rebound. And that's something that he hasn't been doing since then. He's got to really concentrate there.
Face off, push towards the point. Nice hustle by Melanson to chop it out to center. It really would have been a Union face-off win if not for Melanson skating right towards the point to knock it out to center. Now Union backs up all the way behind their own goal. Minute 5 to go on the Union power play as they skated in. Scarfo near side. Here's Walker. He'll ring it in. Comes down to the far wall, let it run to the point. That was Coleus. Now a deflection that goes wide from Walker. The shot came from the point by DeSimone. Glove down by DeVito. He makes sure he clears this time all the way down the ice. Sakelaropoulos stops it there. RPI will change its penalty killers as it'll be Nick DeSimone to pick it up, the junior from East Amherst, New York. 5 goals and 5 assists from the blue line for Union so far this year. Into the zone, Scarfo. Drop past DeSimone. Skates to the center of the ice. Drops it off there for Coleus. Coleus with a little bit of pressure from Wood. Down low they go. Back up top. Good handle by DeSimone on the backhand. Far side wall now. Brown. Near side Coleus at the point. Rister coming, looking for a tip from Scarfo that never came. Prapavesis wheels it out to center. Through the legs of Wood and all the way down. 15 seconds to go in the Union power play. We're 5:15 into the second. 1-0 is the RPI lead. Intercepted at center ice by Prapavesis. He'll shoot it right back in. That'll just about do it for the power play. Little nonchalant from Sakelaropoulos behind the goal. Nearly gave it away to Bourbonnais. Out of the box now. Shot coming. Ramps up high off the glass behind the goal. Hayhurst just off the bench. Takes a bump there from Brown. Kicked at by Nanny. To the far point now Riley. Wrist shot coming. Takes a deflection on its way through all the way to the near boards. Now Brown. To center ice. Glove down by Riley. There's a neat play to just work it back to the Union line, but DeSimone carries it back the other way. DeSimone in. Wrist shot way wide along the ice. This will leave the zone. Back out to center. Spencer Fu back to pick it up for Union. Drops it off for Jeff Taylor. And he'll reset things behind the Union goal. 14 minutes on the clock, second period. RPI scored back in the first. Just onside are the Dutchmen. Now a pass across for Vidmar. Stolen away by Orval. He'll skate back the other way for RPI. Back check by Vidmar, trying to pry it away. Flipped it on goal. Covered by Sakelaropoulos, about 1.5 feet out of the crease. And we get a stoppage.
There's the two stark contrast differences of entering the zone we just saw. And you just heard, if you're listening at home, 91.5 FM, WRPI is RPI entering. Orval dumps it in, unfortunately on goal. Well, maybe fortunately for them if they wanted to get new personnel out there. But Union, Spencer Fu just carrying right into the zone.
Face off in the Union end. It'll be Jake Morello on the draw for RPI up against Spencer Fu. Or excuse me, make it Walker. Clean win back to the point, but cannot be handled by Manly. Engineers back out to center. Shot back in by Reno. Wraps around to the near corner. Wood takes a look around, playing it down low. Morello can't gather on the skate. Campbell to the near boards. Dufour throws it through his own legs. It's broken up by Wood. Back on it, Dufour in the near corner of his own zone, given away. Jake Wood trying to center, stolen away. Thrown right back to the corner by a Mellophone. Spinning with it, Rodriguez, the fourth line out there for RPI with some offensive zone pressure. 13-18 on the clock in the second. Hit in the corner by Wood. Walker dislodges it there, far side Taylor. Now Campbell looks to outlet. He'll find a Mellophone. The Mellophone shoots it in. Around to the near corner. Walker can't corral, but a Mellophone can. Backhanded in deep. Walker watched by Manley. He is to be careful there. Had him tied up a bit. Now turning with it is Dufour. Twisting and turning in the circle. Fanned on the shot. Jake Morello, the freshman from Slingerlands, works it ahead for Rodriguez. Good connection to Orval. He'll cross center and chip it in and chase. RPI will change behind Orval as it's played by Krug. Around to the far side for Meyer. Meyer trying to gather a rolling puck, scoops it out to center ice, bouncing puck. Sapinski trying to jump on it, but Moore beats him to it. Moore trying to shield deep in his own zone, waiting for help. Stolen away. Brown holding. Far side pass back to the point, kept in by Coleus. Coleus a wrister wide of the goal. Karams off the end wall all the way to the near boards. Meyer now turning and shooting. Blocked by the skate of Hayhurst. Now he goes down. Meyer trying to find it. Polino does first and gathers back for Orval. Union backs off on the forecheck. Fed up the boards. Polino swats it into the Union zone. Far side corner. First one to it will be Ben Newhouse for Union. Backhanding it far side wall. Trying to move it to center. Tipped along. Nanny gathers for RPI. Back for Wilson. Now back to Nanny at the Union line. He can't corral that pass. Now Coleus to center. Poked free for Polino. He'll carry in far side. 3-on-3 into the zone. A little saucer pass for Nanny, but it comes off his skate into the near corner. Scarfo near side. Melanson can't keep it in. It's going to be Wilson at center ice now. Shot in by the Engineers. It's 1-0 RPI with 11:38 to go in the second period. Hit along the near wall on Scarfo. And it's going to be Scarfo digging it out of there in the end. Ryan Scarfo to center, crosses the red line, moves it far side. Coleus in. Back to Scarfo. A little give and go. And Perry has to make a save on a shot from the circle by Ryan Scarfo.
Union trying to pressure up here, and they've starting to take the edge in shots. 19-12 is the total unofficial tally right now. They seem to have control coming over the blue line, whereas RPI is electing to have the Union Dutchman try to make a mistake defensively. They've had a couple chances via turnover, but Jake Wood just didn't keep his head up and passed it right to the Union player in the slot.
Wrist shot blocked by Reno. Far side, Krug a drive. That one deflects into the corner. Hit off Vecchione. Whiffen trying to clear it out far side again. And a good keep by Krug. Whiffen again the far side. Looks like that door is shut off. Maybe try another avenue. Here's Moore behind his own net. Waiting, feeding up the wall. Far side again. This time shot near side. Watch out in the bench as Rick Bennett. Smart play to duck there, as that would have hit him otherwise.
Yeah, certainly got the height, so he was very exposed down there on a play that was deflected across ice right toward the Union bench. And RPI struggling to connect out of their zone to get any kind of speed.
Shots are 19-12 unofficially Union here at the Times Union Center. But the Engineers lead 1-0 in a first period power play goal by Riley Bourbonnais, senior captain from Rochester. Swung around to the near side. Bourbonnais trying to get it out of there. He's tied up by DeSimone, stolen away by Vidmar, forced out of the zone by Prapavesis. And Union will have to regather at their own line. Here's Krug. Stick handling, far side of his own end, drops it off for DeSimone. DeSimone stick handling through center. Now Fu just off the bench. Carries down the middle. Spencer Fu into the slot. Near side, Vidmar. Backhand in front. Well, left pad saved by Perry. Puck goes behind the cage. He had to lean one way and then throw his leg back the other, but Chase Perry made the stop on the redirection. Now Mears Moore in the near corner of his own zone. RPI trying to figure out this Union forecheck. Finally, they work it ahead. Tipped into the zone by Wood. Taylor back to pick it up for Union behind his own goal. As we approach the halfway point of this game, the Engineers still holding on to that 1-0 lead. Fed far side now. Here's Campbell for Union. Near side connection to Meyer. He stood up by Orval, steals it away and finds Riley. He'll use the glass far side. Campbell picks it up there in his own zone, skips around. As Morello guessed that it would go past him, it didn't. Rodriguez steals it away anyway and chips it back into the corner. Morello has it poked away from him. Now Taylor picks it up. Sapinski connects through center. No, he threw it right through the intended target. Brown right to Riley, who finds Manley. A couple defensemen out there, a couple freshman defensemen, I should say, for RPI. Now driving in comes Riley, all the way around the wraparound, throws it in front, loose in the crease as the Colorapolis covers, and now we get a pile up here.
Great play by Will Riley, as you mentioned. Perry coming in. He doesn't have quick strides, but he just seems with that large 6'3" frame and a long stick come around and kind of catch the Colorapolis off guard. And after that pad save, which was kind of just spread both legs out and hope I cover it, the puck just laid out in front in the blue paint there, and kind of a free puck for the Engineers to jump on, and that's why we got such a scrum in front of Colorapolis. Both teams now cleared back to their benches.
Yeah, media timeout, and I'm not sure if they either didn't get the message on the ice cleaning or they don't do that here, but we do have the halfway through the period timeout, but they're not, no shovels or anything coming out to sweep up the ice, so just a regular old media timeout.
Guess they're not skating hard enough?
That's what they're saying to us, I guess.
But in any event, the coaches have a chance to get their troops back together. RPI is going to get an offensive zone face-off.
Yeah.
And another mistake, I guess you'd say, defensively for Union, and maybe that's what RPI is really pouncing on. It seems like when both of these teams are in a dogfight like that, it's going to come down to the mistake.
Shots are 20-13 Union officially here, as the draw in the Union zone, won by the Dutchman, cleared to center. Parker Reno just throws it off the glass, but it's regathered by the Dutchman who move it into the zone. Vecchione, top of the zone. Vidmar, stick handling, trying to drop it off. As the Engineers all collapsed on the puck, it's tipped behind the goal. Wilson shoots it near side. To center, Liljegren trying to jump on it there. Liljegren trying to fight through two Dutchman defensemen, nearly did, as it's swatted to the near wall. Liljegren throws it into the slot, hits a skate, and Karam's out to center. Parker Reno back to pick it up for RPI in his own end. A little bit of pressure coming from Fu, hands it off for Wilson. He'll lob it high in the air. A lot more room here between the ice and the Jumbotron here at the Times Union Center, then back at the Fieldhouse. Now passed by Nanny, broken up at center by Vecchione. Prapaves is backing up into his own end. Tipped along by Whiffen and in deep. RPI will complete a change as Jeff Taylor picks it up for the Dutchman. 8:33 to go in the second. Still 1-0 RPI. Fans looking for something to cheer about here both ways. Not much going on here in the second. Played through center, good connection on for DeVito. Lost it on the stick handle, forcing a teammate offside. And we get a whistle here. Sometimes hard to hear the whistle, at least up here. Now we get some more pushing and shoving. A Mellophone and now Dufour getting into it. These freshmen weren't around for the brawls that we've seen in this game, but they're maybe trying to write their own history. And
I'm sure they saw it on video.
Yeah. Dufour, after giving that shove, walks right to the box, and we might have one each way here.
Yeah, I would guess there probably will be, and if it's not Bourbonnais, I'll be surprised.
Well, no need to be surprised here, Jeff. It is Riley Bourbonnais.
I didn't think the ref was actually going to see what he did, but he gave a low cross check before the whistle.
Yeah.
So during play, but not to a person who had the puck. And then I think that just satisfied his coincidentals there, or matching if that's what they choose.
Yeah.
But Dufour's gave
it back to him.
Bourbonnais the business.
So we'll play 4-on-4 for a full 2 minutes. 8:19 on the clock, second period. You have to think 4-on-4 in general benefits Union here.
The speed of and that's why you see Melanson out there.
Yes.
And Jimmy DeVito, and then Prapaves some offensive like-minded for some empty space.
Into the zone comes Coleus for Union. Shot blocked by Prapaves. He'll try to shoot it around near side, but it goes right to Meyer. Stick handling in front. Meyer, a shot saved by Perry. Another stop by Perry. Where's the puck? Finally we get a whistle. It's underneath him somewhere. Back-to-back stops by the sophomore netminder Chase Perry out of Andover, Minnesota on Cole Meyer. And a nifty move to walk his way in front.
Yeah, Cole Meyer kind of uncontested right to Chase Perry's doorstep, as I don't know if that was Mears Moore who kind of blew a tire in the corner, or somebody lost their man. Not sure who that was, but anyway, two big stops, maybe the biggest Chase Perry's had to make tonight on an uncontested Cole Meyer.
Face off in the RPI zone now. Hayhurst and Vecchione. Big face-off in this one, won by the Engineers. I know it's just the second period, but anytime you can win a draw against this top line, you do it. And Hayhurst did against the senior Vecchione. Played out to center. DeSimone regathers for Union. forced back to their own end. Coleus near side Vecchione takes a bump from Whiffen. Tried to steer it back for Coleus, stolen away. Hayhurst breaking in, pulls it back, takes a wrister, and about a half a step outside the crease, Sakeleropoulos makes the save, and he holds on.
Yeah, right into the breadbasket. Sakeleropoulos just gobbles that shot up. A 35-foot wrister from Hayhurst, who had seemingly some space. And it was Nick DeSimone who closed in on him, forcing Hayhurst to shoot.
Defensive zone draw win for Union. Here's Ryan Scarfo, stick handling through center. Moves to the near side of the RPI zone, driving right in, a backhand shot save. Rebound good, tie up by Prapavesis on Walker. And back come the Engineers the other way. Polino lost an edge and gave it right away. Needing to touch up with Scarfo as the puck is issued back into the RPI end, and now Moore takes a hit, but Polino picks up the loose change and skates back the other way. Polino on the move near side. Striding in, wrist shot blocked there by Campbell, loose puck. We played to the near wall, Scarfo bouncing there, gathered by Polino in the circle. Polino turning, looking for a shooting lane, now he'll just feed it off the end wall. Popped out in front, and good awareness by Sakeleropoulos, as I believe that was Mears Moore in there looking for the rebound.
Yeah.
I guess 4-on-4, you can kind of be a little more adventurous there.
And exactly that's exactly what that was, Perry, as Polino drops back to the point, creating some space for him. Mears Moore senses that and goes down deep below the goal line for a rebound. And almost a beautiful play off that backboard, but it hit the lip of the yellow up and popped up, so Sakeleropoulos could have gloved that. But if that stayed flat on the ice, that could have been an opportunity for Moore to show some offensive dangles near Sakeleropoulos.
35 seconds left to 4-on-4. Feel like we've been in this situation for a longer time than that. 6:49 to go in the second period. Here's Coleus trying to rush up ice near side. Into the RPI zone. Vas Coleus, backhander in front. Loose puck skims just wide. Wraparound try, poked away by Reno. Good net defense from the Engineers so far tonight. For the most part, Perry has had to come up with a couple of big saves, but they've been able to clear these secondary chances the Engineers have. Puck played behind the RPI net. Race for the puck. Hayhurst back to pick it up. Back behind for Reno. As they get sorted out there, Union backing off a bit. Back to 5 onside with 6:18 to go in the second. 1-0 is the RPI lead. Spencer Fu backing up into his own zone. The junior from Edmonton, Alberta. 16 goals, 25 assists. The matching Vecchione's 41 points on the air for the most in the country. Now DeSimone, stick handling into the RPI zone near side, top of the circle. Takes a shot, saved by Perry. Has it pinned against his chest. And we get some more shenanigans after the whistle.
Well, the more this game goes on and Union's not in control scoreboard-wise, the more they're going to, I think, get a little bit more aggressive and take not necessarily more penalties, but they're going to be more physical near or close to after the whistle, and especially around Chase Perry. They're top team in the ECAC right now. Or RPI is the bottom team, so they can't be too happy going 1-0 deep into this game or being behind.
Right, face-off win for RPI again, and it's Hayhurst again. Chipped off the glass by Moore. Up the far boards, bottled up by DeVito. Doesn't have access to his stick right now, at least to be able to put it on the ice. Now he does. Union regathers, however, in its own end. Far side connection. Shot in by Taylor into the near corner. Deadens off the glass. Picked up Prapavesis. Swats it indirect off the end wall for Moore. On for Hayhurst. Man breaking Bourbonnais. Can they find him? No, they find Prapavesis. He walks it in. Drops it off for Bourbonnais. Shot coming. Stick save made by Sakeleropoulos into the netting. And we get a stoppage. If Hayhurst sees Bourbonnais there, he's in on a breakaway. Although, at this point, he might not want one.
Considering what happened at Dartmouth, maybe not. Where he had a couple of game-tying opportunities on his tape. But yeah, there's some open ice now for RPI. It seems that's another chance they finally created by moving it over the blue line instead of dumping it in.
Face-off win for the Engineers. Shoot it around to the far wall. Charlie Manley there. Down low, Rodriguez. He's pinned against the boards with the puck by Walker. Rodriguez still the sophomore from Miami, Florida, looking for his first point of the year after having a pretty solid freshman campaign with 8 points. Looking to get off the schneid here. Tie up along the far wall. Rodriguez trying to force it up the boards. Stolen away by Walker. Now Dufour to center for Union. Shoots it off the glass and in deep. Will Riley trying to track it down. He's being hounded by Dufour. The mellophone back behind. Nobody there but Manley, who shoots it far side. Rodriguez to center ice, knocked down by Krug. Back to the RPI zone where it's gathered by Will Riley. The freshman from Toronto will try the far side. Good connection to Rodriguez. Into the skates of Wood. He'll work into the offensive zone and dump it in, go off on a change. Coleus, far side. Left to be played out to center. Reno slams it right back in. It'll hop off the dasher along to the near corner. RPI completes its change. Coleus run into by Hayhurst. Overtaken there, skipped out, gloved down by Sapinski. Turns it right up ice for Union. Near side Meyer, working it in. A 2-on-0, a shot and a goal! We're tied, it's gonna be Brown. As there was a little bit of miscommunication there for RPI on the backside. Nobody picked up the two Dutchmen moving in, and it was essentially a 2-on-0 from the dots in.
And both of the defensemen, Wilson and Reno, going to look at the replays here. Both of them want to see kind of who took who, and both of them canceled themselves out on the near board here, leaving a 2-on-0, although they didn't really need a pass to beat Perry. It was just a breakaway walking right in, and Luke Brown didn't make a mistake on that shot.
Well, Perry did get a piece of it, I believe,
he
with
did.
his left arm.
It fluttered in, yeah.
Point-blank shot for Union, so we have a tie game here. Liljegren at the center ice circle. Took his time trying to move the puck in the zone. You can't do that against Vecchione, although he gets a second chance here in the offensive zone. Liljegren fires it through the middle of the crease area, or slot area rather. Back out to center. Whiffen tried to turn it around on Vidmar. Tipped into the RPI zone. Race for the puck. Moore's got to be careful with that stick. Fu steers it towards the net, and wow, Mears Moore got away with a big-time hook there. Now Fu grabs Moore's stick and throws it away, and we get a stoppage. I am very surprised that Union's not going back on the power play here.
Yeah, and Fu didn't really get a shot off, and kind of he had too much talent as he's trying to mention to the ref, yes, I was hooked. And I think everybody in this rink saw it, but he had such poise with his stick to actually just beat the hook, or you know, why the hook is happening, still get a shot off. So
I guess being penalized himself for being a strong skater on the puck.
Right.
Sometimes you still get that call. A lot of times you do. Not here. Here's Burton for Union. Try to work it back to the point. It's broken up. Bourbonnais. Now a 1-1 game. RPI and Union. The Dutchmen have tied it up on a goal by Luke Brown, his fourth of the year. Now a giveaway in the offensive zone. Union trying to walk it in. Rinaldi behind the net. Pried away by Bourbonnais to the near boards. Coming back to help out Melanson. Just skips it up in the air off the glass, but kept in by Campbell. Melanson can't walk it out of the zone either. Now DeVito off the glass. Glove down again, this time by Scarfo. And the puck went into the bench, and we get a stoppage. 3:13 on the clock, second period. We now have a tie game, 1-1.
Yeah, with the #1 team in your conference, you know, you don't want to let up an egregious error like that defensively. You couldn't imagine, you had to imagine Union was due
right
for something like that. And Perry's been, you know, so good on 25 shots here. You just have to tighten up in these later stages.
Rodriguez beats out an icing call, trying to center. It's up to the point. Shot by Manley, coming, deflects, and they score! Charlie Manley! A 2-1 RPI lead with 3:01 to go in the second. I don't know what that hit, but Manley won't care. It's his first collegiate goal, and it's 2-1 RPI.
Well, that either hit off Paul Meyer's stick in the same vein that Jaron Wilson scored against Harvard, and that late second slap shot that went off a defenseman into the top corner. That one beats Sakelaropoulos over his glove, and I'm sure he had no chance after that hit somebody's stick. I think it might have been Cole Meyer. He was the most upset about it, so I'm just venturing a very quick shot by Manley, and you know, from 70 feet, that deflection 20 feet from Sakelaropoulos, no chance for him, and all of a sudden RPI gets that much needed answer goal.
Sometimes you need a bit of a bounce there. The Engineers got one as it's poked away by Liljegren, working hard to try and win the puck back, but Vecchione drops it back, and now DeSimone has it for Union. Short-lived tie game as now DeSimone carries in near side. Poking at it, Nanny rather. Behind the net, Wilson. Near side, and Nanny couldn't find that one, or he would have had a 1-on-1, maybe a 2-on-1 with Liljegren on Coleus, but couldn't corral, and now Coleus has it behind his own goal for Union. Down to 2:23 to go in the second. RPI has regained the lead, 2-1. A goal right now by Charlie Manley, his first collegiate tally. Coleus into the offensive zone, drops it far side for Spencer Fu. He's wrapped up by Liljegren. Vidmar behind the goal has Vecchione in the near circle. He'll elect to carry near side. Nearly runs into his teammate, now hands it off down low for Fu. Put into the wall by Reno, but softly enough, the referees don't want to call that there. Fu gets out of the scrum with the puck near side circle. Fed back to the point, some room for Taylor. He'll hold. Fed to the slot. Vecchione takes a shot, blocked away there by Whiffen. Picked up Campbell. Down low, Vidmar trying to center, sliding play by Reno to break it up. It's underneath him, and we get a whistle here as we have 1:40 on the clock, but this top Union line was navigating and picking apart the offensive end, and you thought something was coming there, and then Reno came sliding in feet first.
Yeah, that was definitely a penalty kill-esque slide by Parker Reno. When you get outmanned near your front crease, you just try to take away the pass, and that's exactly what happened as the puck got caught up in his equipment. Fine play there, as they just showed a replay of the deflection.
Ooh.
And to make it 2-1, probably 4 Union players in front, it could be anybody's guess.
Face-off win back to the point. Coleus on the back end gets dumped by Wood. Played to center by Moore. Into the zone, Wood trying to battle for it. Just sheer will for the Engineers to move that puck into the offensive zone. All for naught as it's scooped back into the air by the Dutchman. Cross ice feed. Mears Moore, who was on that offensive rampage, back to his defensive spot in the defensive end. Played it up ice, but it's intercepted by the Dutchman. Here's Coleus now. He's seen plenty of ice time in this game. Far side for Walker in deep. Krapavessis picks it up there. Out of Oakville, Ontario, the junior tips it along. Looking for Polino, nearly worked out, but Coleus, good read there. Now a huge hit by Wood. He's going off here. Offside of the Dutchman, no. Fed to the near side. To the bench goes to Kelleropoulos, and finally we get a touch. I thought the Dutchmen were offside. In the end, it won't matter, but they are going on the power play with 56.2 to go in the period. It was a late hit by Jake Wood right at neutral ice that the referee saw and called.
A Union player, I'm not sure who it was, but definitely had enough time to duck and lower as he saw Jake Wood coming. A couple strides in, it was Callias. Actually didn't duck and cover, kind of just stood up, and what Wood's problem was is he kept his hands way too high on Callias. There was kind of a push off and here's my fists in your face sort of deal, so he gets contact to the head.
A drive by Taylor and a save by Perry. That one got all the way through. Kicked at by Wilson. Sapinski back to the point for Taylor again. 45 seconds to go in the period. Big first half of this kill if the Engineers can get it. Shot by Taylor, skips wide. Vecchione at the near wall. He's wrapped up a bit by Reno. Given away to Bourbonnais. He wants to skate shorthanded. Bourbonnais flips it in deep and chases Kelleropoulos over to try and play. Backing off Bourbonnais. Center ice, near giveaway again. Vidmar gets hooked a bit by Bourbonnais, then gives a whack to Vecchione. He's trying to touch everybody he can with his stick. Sapinski, cross ice feed, slot. Vidmar shot save. Rebound loose in front. Clear but not out. Kept in by Taylor. 13 seconds to go in the period. Near point Vecchione. Looking for the deflection. He got it from Fu, but he put it wide. A clear by DeVito. All the way down. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And that will do it for period number 2. The Engineers answer a Union goal to take a 2-1 lead after 2. 1:04 stands on this Union power play when we enter the third, Jeff, but RPI in a spot that they wanted to be with a lead after giving up that kind of a bad goal for the Engineers defensively.
Yeah, definitely a bad goal. There's no beating around the bush there. They're all going out to thank Chase Perry because he's done what he has needed to do, and Coach Appert has talked about him battling in the pregame show, and that's exactly what he's done. He hasn't made clean catches or clean saves all the time, but he has fought that puck off, put his body in position to where he can make a save even when he doesn't have a handle or in fact sight of the puck. And the goal, it's a 2-on-0 against him. He's going to try to stand tall there, probably thinking pass sometimes too, but he's done what he needed to do.